Yo, what's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy Broshmo, just in case you did not know. So, hopefully y'all are having a great night. Great Monday, man. Post Super Bowl Monday, man. Boy, what a game. What a game. All right, so tonight we're going to take a look at a couple of different mocks. And it's going to be a good time. It's a good time. Hopefully, y'all are having a great night. If you haven't already, smash the like button. Helps the video a ton, I guess. I don't know. On top of that, I will be pushing out. I'm going to do double, for the rankings videos. I'm going to try to push out one offensive, one defensive for, throughout the rest of the week. I'm going to work on the overlays tonight. And of course, if you're a Bro Scout tier member, you're going to get the full rankings, not just like the top 10 for the receivers and cornerbacks. I think I'm going to do top 15, for everybody else. Cause just, there's so many. I think I got like close to 40 on each of those positions. It's just wild. It's just wild. But y'all like the Super Bowl, man? Super Bowl was interesting last night, man. I was rooting for the Chiefs, but shoot, man. Man, it was like at the end of that first half, yo. Like they came into the second half with just no soul, no heart. Ain't got no heart. It was rough. It was rough. It was rough. A lot of people in the chat. Thank y'all for being here. It's always much appreciated, but much obliged. It wasn't the most boring Super Bowl. I'll say that why, because that Patriots-Rams Super Bowl really sucked, dude. That one really sucked. What are the chances Detroit actually drafts a quarterback at number 7 rather than trade that away? I think that one's a bit up in the air. I think that one's a bit up in the air just because they have enough draft capital to not have to settle for probably who would be there, maybe Lance or Fields. So they don't have to settle for, which I would presume that would be the 4th quarterback off the board. They don't have to settle for that in 2022. They could trade up and get theirs. How long you been doing mock drafts, etc.? The Chiefs line sucked. How long I've been doing mock drafts since I was a little kiddo. But for the last year and a half on YouTube though. The Chiefs had more on their mind. You could tell they were thinking about, oh yeah, with Andy Reid. Yeah, that was rough, man. That was rough. You see the meme where the weekend was? Yeah, dude. Okay, yeah. I actually liked the halftime show. I didn't mind it. But oh my gosh, dude. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the memes that got produced from that halftime show, impeccable. Snorkel in the chat, dude. What up, Snorkel? Farley, easy number 1. I'm feeling that way. Snorkel, you used to play D-line, right? Right? I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to recall, but I don't know, man. My mind went with my hair. Wasn't even okay. Devin White wasn't even on the Super Bowl map voting list. What's the most? Yeah, dude. Devin White literally had a very strong final 4 games and playoff stretch, 10 the year. That really watched that kid take a big leap in development last stretch of the season. What do I think about the Lions? Prepare for a rebuild. Maybe you should do. Okay, Andy L. That's funny. All right, man. I guess let's go ahead. Oh, you still play right now, senior in high school. Okay, cool, Snorkel. Yo, straight up, I was thinking about it today. I was like, man, over this past year of just this is probably the deepest dive I've ever done in in a draft class. This year is probably I've gotten the most familiar with offensive line play, really understanding it. And just, cause I'm not saying I was ignorant, but I typically before that, but I typically would kind of concede to people that knew better than me. I would concede to the analytics, but this year I feel a bit more confident in that aspect. All right, let's go ahead and get into the diggity dang thing. What am I looking for? Screen cam? Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. All right. Bleacher Report and I haven't seen Mel Kiper's because I haven't been able to find it outside of ESPN, but I haven't checked out Bleacher Reports. I got a couple of them. Andy, I know you. I know you're all good. Javon Holland did declare. All right, let's get into this, man. I want to first check out PFFs because I really love Mike Renner. He's like high on the totem pole when it comes to people I really look to for analysis. I love them. Bucks are better than the Chiefs. Yeah, they were last night. Yeah, straight up, Snorkel. You're right, man. Them trenches. All right, let's take a look at his. So Trevor Lawrence, no surprise. Zack Wilson, no surprise. I really found the Penny Sewell thing interesting, and I think I'm starting to come around to Sewell more so than maybe taking a receiver here like Devontae Smith or Jamar Chase, just because the wealth of talent in this draft at receiver, but also like if you want a very good offensive line in the NFL, you can't be weak at one spot. You want at least an average or above average starter at every position. Doesn't matter if you have one all-star. If there's one weak spot on that line, then you're kind of screwed, dude. You're up the creek, you know what I'm saying? So, put in Sewell there, then you bring back Flowers, who was solid. Hopefully, I think Karras is only on a 1-year deal, so I hope they bring him back. I'm not positive of that, though. So I hope they bring him back because he was actually pretty good. They could, and bringing Sewell would allow Robert Hunt to move into right guard, because I would say Solomon Kindley was, and Austin Jackson, but you expect Austin Jackson to, take a step up in play. So I would expect him to be much better, and then moving Hunt to right guard over Kindley, who was really, really big weak spot. He wasn't bad, but I mean, what do you expect from a rookie? And then having Sewell. So I'm starting to come around to that. Then he has Carolina moving up for Justin Fields, which I don't blame him. I think that'd be solid. And then you could start. I think you could start Fields immediately. I think those are the 3 quarterbacks you could start immediately in this draft, being Wilson, Lawrence, and Fields. And then we're going to keep on moving on. Jamar Chase to the Bengals. Yeah, I mean, I would try to trade down if Sewell's not available, but I don't mind taking Chase here either. So, do I think the Chiefs should look at? I think tackle's should be a big. Tackle. I think for the Chiefs would make a ton of sense in the first round. But I mean, that whole offensive line was just not great. It wasn't great for the Chiefs. On top of that, I mean, literally the linebacking play sucked, dude. They really should, they couldn't guard the middle of the field. When you have the 3rd, 4th string tight end breaking open for an almost touchdown, what are you doing? What are you doing? Wilson and Hitchens, they're not good. Get better coverage linebackers. I wish we saw Willie Gay more. Maybe we will next year, but I think they do need to address that as well. Then Devontae Smith to the Eagles kind of makes sense. With the Carson Wentz news, man, I'm hoping. I'm gonna hold back on doing my own mock draft until we hear more about that. Why it says Thunderdome, yo? That's unfortunately, dude, with Hulu Live, I can't get Raw for another 2 hours. I can't watch it live. It's so silly. All right, so Denver Broncos, they go Trey Lance. I believe it, dude. Drew Lock ain't it. So they can move on, get a guy with way, 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 way bigger upside. Makes sense to me. Atlanta goes Kyle Pitts. I mean, this means they don't have to re-sign. Who was it? Who do they have at tight end? Hayden something. I can't even remember. Former South Carolina cat. But he's an older prospect anyway. But, yeah, I mean, grabbing more playmakers is fine. If they don't want to go quarterback of the future, then that's fine as well. I mean, I'm assuming if they do trade out of that spot, that kind of makes sense. So grabbing Kyle Pitts, just getting Ryan more weapons, that's just scary. That's just scary. And I mean, you got to ask yourself, do you want to grab a corner, an edge here, or anyone worthy of a top 10? I would say Pitts more so than any of the other guys. Maybe Farley. Like, Farley does have them. He does got those elite lockdown traits. Hayden Hurst. Thank you. Gosh, man. All right. When did I go live? I just went live like 10 minutes ago. All right, so Detroit Lions, they'll go Micah Parsons. That's fine. I think a lot of the Micah Parsons stuff is going to get, when it comes to his character concerns, is going to kind of get, I don't think it's going to affect his draft stock much. I think even LeVar Arrington came out and really went to task for the guy. So I think a lot of that stuff will get like overblown. Keep in mind, it was like from 2018. So until more information, or new information comes out about it, gotta kind of take it as a grain of salt. And then we have Caleb Farley going to the Cowboys. Cornerback's probably the most popular mock here for Dallas. So it kind of makes sense. Hey, bro, do you have a set list of everyone you're mocking in this stream? I have at least 3. We're going to also do Kyle Krabs from Draft Network because I really like him. I'm a big fan of him. And we're going to do this cat because we actually never checked out anything from our boy Chad there. Dude, PFF's amazing, dude. I love PFF. All right, then the Giants go Patrick Surtain. I mean, getting someone across from Bradbury is fine. So, I don't think Kwity Paye is a good scheme fit here. And I can't really think of anywhere else outside of maybe doing Jalen Waddle here. And the Niners, they go Kwity Paye, which I think that's interesting when you have Slater, when you have Darisaw on the board. I mean, I guess it really does depend what they end up doing with Trent Williams. So, but Kwity Paye, man, he would be a much-needed upgrade from D Ford. At least he plays, so. The Chad one is terrible. Ooh, and it's 3 rounds, dude. Ooh, that's going to be fun. Just skip to the Saints pick. Wow, we'll get there. Then Rashawn Slater going to the Chargers. Again, makes sense. Gets projected as a guard. They need help on the interior. I think, keep him at tackle. They need a left tackle. Works out. Minnesota Vikings go Christian Barmore. Adding help to the line makes sense for the Minnesota Vikings. So, yeah, I guess I'm okay with that. Barmore's amazing. He's probably going to be a top 15 guy when my big board comes out. So, I guess we'll see. I haven't put together the big board. I'm still finishing up all my rankings. Well, not finishing up, but writing my reports on them. And what do we got here? We got Jalen Waddle going to the Patriots. They honestly, straight up, they just need someone that could get open. So, and a guy with after the catch ability. It's kind of clutch. That's kind of clutch. Quick reminder, go ahead, come bro and subscribe. Leave a thumbs up if you enjoy the content. But of course. And then Darisaw going to the Cardinals. I don't know about this one. I guess we're gonna really have to read this because I guess Beacham's on a 1-year deal, but they just took I was a big fan of Josh Jones, who they drafted in the 3rd round out of Houston, I believe. I'm a big fan of him, so I don't know about that one. That one I'm kind of Nick Bolden to the Raiders, and I think he says this just because it's a Mike Mayock pick. He just seems like a guy that Mayock would take, so we'll see. Do I think Wentz can return to his 2019 form? I don't know, man. I don't know how much of that is the ACL, because he really has been a changed player since the ACL. Then we got JOK going to the Dolphins. This is one I've been up and down about just because of what do you think his role is going to be with the Dolphins? Because they just drafted 2 guys where in Brandon Jones and in Noah Igbinoghene, that I think that would be kind of JOK's role. I don't think you're going to really move him to the middle of the field where Jerome Baker is. So I don't know if that's necessarily the best scheme fit. He'd probably be an upgrade over Brandon Jones. So, I mean, I don't mind upgrading the position. So, I'm cool with JOK. I'm really high on him anyway, so, yeah. Washington, they go Elijah Vera Tucker. I guess in this, he's assuming that they can't or they won't be able to re-sign Brandon Sheriff. I feel like there's a prettier way to go. There might be a better option at this pick, though, than just to go here. I mean, I think I'd rather take a guy that can play tackle, like Dylan Redins, who goes to the Bears with this next pick, or I mean, even Tevin Jenkins. Those are kind of like my next two guys on the board here at tackle. So a bit interesting. The Bears, they go tackle. They need help at tackle, so it makes sense. The Colts end up going Gregory Rousseau. Colts don't have much in the way of pass rushers, so yes, HW, I do view Boogie Basham as a legit first rounder. But I mean, the guy has a ton of upside. He's gonna have to develop a little bit, but I mean, I feel like that's kind of the Colts' MO. They've been drafting these guys that they've been hoping to develop and that haven't really worked out on the edge. I mean, shoot, what is it? Ben Bango, the cat out of TCU. I don't know if they even really play him on the edge anymore. And then we have Elijah Moore going to the Titans. I mean, he talks about Corey Davis likely out the door. Elijah Moore probably he'd be a better version of what they got in Adam Humphries. Elijah Moore is another guy that's kind of this fringe first rounder right now. Because, like, honestly, might be the best slot receiver in this class. Like, he is very good. And that's if you're assuming Jalen Waddle is more than a slot receiver, because I think he is. That's why I think he's top 10 worthy. But, man, Elijah Moore's really good, man. But with, with Bateman and Kadarius Toney on the board, I don't know if I'd take him ahead of those guys. And I'd still be inclined to take pass rush because that was kind of the big Achilles heel of this defense. And then the New York Jets, they go J.C. Horn, so they're coming out with Zack Wilson, and they get Horn. They really haven't had anyone that can play on the outside pretty well, so kind of makes sense. Horn's a good grab here. Nice physical corner. Be good for Robert Saleh. And then Pittsburgh Steelers, Xavier Collins, Bud Dupree. He's probably not coming back. If they don't see Alex Highsmith as anything more than a rotation guy, then yeah. And I mean, Collins is a guy you could also plug in the middle and have him drop back in coverage. So I'm kind of cool with that. And then we got Trevon Moehrig going to Jacksonville. This seems to be a popular mock as well. Because, I mean, their secondary needs all the help in the world. So grabbing the best safety in this class kind of makes sense. Then Jason Owe going to the Browns. A popular one I've been seeing here recently has been, and I actually mocked him recently too, is Jalen Phillips. So Owe at 257, he's got great straight line speed, explosiveness. I think he would be a definite, like, he'd be very good to go along with Myles Garrett. And this is just me projecting that Kevin Stefanski, defensively wise, wants to kind of like do what he did similarly with what they did in Minnesota, where they had the speed and athleticism of Danielle Hunter to the raw power rush of Everson Griffin. So you already got your Everson Griffin and Myles Garrett, so they bring the speed guy right here. So this is just me assuming. What? You know what they say about assuming. Oh, what are we timing people out for? Hopefully it was warranted. I trust you guys. Then Azeez Ojulari. This is definitely if they don't bring Yannick Ngakoue, which means, okay, is Matt Judon not coming back either? So I don't know. I assume they're going to re-sign one of those guys. And I think Yannick would be probably cheaper to keep because it sounds like Judon's going to ask for a lot of money. So if they let Judon go, maybe they go elsewhere here. So, yeah, I don't know if you're going to bring Yannick back, grabbing a guy like Ojulari, who I'm really high on. I think that guy could be fabulous. I think they're gonna be like top 20, top 15. But I mean, that again, he's a my guy. So, Mack Jones going to the Saints. Wyatt, here's your Saints pick, man. Dude, Mack Jones. I thought they're sold on Jameis Winston. That's what reports are. Hey, Chris, man, I have a tough time pronouncing things, man. I can't help it, dude. It's my southern draw. Mack Jones. I don't know if I like this, but I mean, Sean Payton. I mean, when Drew Brees' arm was basically essentially a dead fish, man, wasn't able to really force anything downfield. You bring in Mack Jones, who underneath intermediate has it on lockdown, and then you kind of wonder about his long ball. I mean, why not? Why not? Oh, why? You don't like it? All right. Rondale Moore going to the Packers, so I guess they get Randall Cobb 2.0. But, I mean, he would kind of fit what Matt LaFleur, what they were kind of looking for in their receivers back in San Fran and Debo and Ayuk. So a guy who is just tremendous after the catch. And then Tevin Jenkins finally coming off the board. Like, and I like this because Jenkins, I feel like his mentality is that of like a Pittsburgh Steeler, a Buffalo Bills. I just think that he would fit very well for either of those teams. And Jenkins, man, he's a first rounder. And I think, was it Snorkel? You were on Jenkins pretty early on, weren't you? So good on you, man. And we have Boogie Basham. Boogie Basham, honestly, for the Chiefs, he kind of fits their MO what they like in their edge. Their edge rushers, big, athletic. Because I mean, dude, Frank Clark, honestly, like the dude only. Granted, I'm glad he appears for the playoffs, but he does nothing for 16 games. And then in the playoffs, he's like, "Oh, this is why we're paying him all this money." Like, I'm a big, I'm not a big fan of that. And then so he's bringing Najee Harris to the Bucks. So I guess they're not bringing Fournette back. So I mean, Fournette's probably gonna get paid. It's gonna get paid. So I guess they bring in their version of Fournette with a bit more upside. So interesting. This is definitely an interesting mock draft. I don't know how I feel. I think I like Rondale Moore a lot. I just feel like there's so many red flags about taking him in the first. But I mean, if this is late in the first, then yeah, why not take a shot on a guy like that? So I guess I can't be too bad. Mack Jones to Saints, I don't know about that one. And then I think a few of these I just kind of questioned scheme fits, really. Like the Dolphins, I kind of questioned that fit, what he would do there. I'm surprised Darisaw made it here, and I don't know why the Cardinals would take him there. Let's see. San Fran going Kwity Paye rather than addressing the offensive line, but I guess, man, if you're assuming Trent Williams comes back, then maybe. So, I don't know. We see. All right, let's go to our next one. Let's actually do Krabs because since this NFL one's a 3-rounder, we're going to be on that one for a minute. So he did this with trades. So he's got Trevor Lawrence. Makes sense, right? Makes sense. Totally understandable. Zack Wilson. I don't think you're going to find many people that disagree. And if they do, they're probably on the Sam Darnold train. Then he has the Texans trade in with the Dolphins. And I'm pretty sure this trade's dead in the water. I'm pretty sure this isn't happening. But hold on. So the Dolphins are getting Deshaun Watson. And we have to give up Xavier Howard as well. So we give up 3rd overall, the 30. Oh, so we don't give up the 2nd first-round pick. Interesting. So maybe they use that. Maybe get a J.C. Horn. That's very interesting. So we give up the first-rounder next year. This is a very interesting trade. So they're going to go Javante Smith, and they're going to try to... I'm going to be honest with you. I don't see Deshaun Watson moving. Oh, astonishing, dude. Tamari and Terry, I think, is gonna fall mid day 3. Unfortunately, I love Tamari and Terry, man, but it's just that happens to be what happened. That happens to be the circumstances he's dealing with at this point. Yeah, I don't know about this trade, man. I feel like, I would personally give up this much for Deshaun, but Xavier Howard, man, that's tough. I don't think you have to give up. I'm almost more inclined. I don't know. I don't know about that trade. But they're gonna reunite Smith and Tua in Houston. So interesting. I think it's a great trade for Houston. Yeah, it's a great trade for Houston. Justin Fields going to the Falcons. I like this a lot. I think you shore up the quarterback position for the next decade with a guy you don't have to start for the next 2 years. That you literally, Matt Ryan can mentor. Vinny Sewell going to the Bengals. Yeah, that's kind of duh. Jamar Chase then falling here to the Eagles. I don't think they would think twice. So now you have your speed receiver on the outside and Rager. And then you got Jamar Chase, which don't sleep on the cat's speed, but he's going to be more, he's going to be able to attack that more intermediate side of the field. And he's a very good contested catch guy as well. Washington trades up to get, I don't like this one at all for Washington. I don't think they need to necessarily go quarterback right now. Like I get it. Lance's tools are amazing, but he's also predicting that Lance starts. Would you start Lance? I don't know if I would want to start Lance initially. I mean, they did it with Josh Allen, right? So I guess there's a precedent to be said about that. If we're gonna, equate him to Josh Allen as a prospect, that he has similar tools. But let's see. Detroit's going to get the 19th, 30 or 51st. They're going to get a first rounder next year as well. Wow, that's a lot. Interesting. So the Panthers, this is from their trade with the Jets. Wait, what? So the Jets received the 40th and okay, so this is from, am I losing my mind somewhere? Oh, okay. So it doesn't impact this pick, but he's just saying that the Carolina is going to take Sam Darnold. They're going to trade for Sam Darnold. So then they're going to grab Patrick Surtain. Because they are actually losing quite a bit there. They're losing what? Both essentially their starters at corner. And who was it? It was Elder Corn and who was the other cat? The other cat was a bit of a journeyman. I think he played for New England for a little bit. But they're losing both those guys. Troy Pride Jr. really had a rough season. I imagine that they're going to play Jeremy Chin a bit more in the slot next year as well. They're going to kind of use him all over the place. Like, Al Snow's a phenomenal defensive coordinator. Like, I'm a big fan. So, I mean, grabbing Surtain ain't bad. It's not bad at all. So, and then Caleb Farley going to the Broncos. Yeah, because, I mean, the top 4 quarterbacks are off the board. So, if you're the Broncos, and yeah, let's just address the secondary. Makes sense. Rashawn Slater going to the Cowboys. Very interesting. Kyle Pitts still on the board, man. You can never have too many weapons, right, for Dak. So, oh, why? Are you trying to talk football? Oh, Rasul Douglas. Thank you, Drew. I appreciate that. Rasul Douglas. Couldn't remember. Was he even on the Patriots? Or was it the Eagles? I can't remember. Not on the spot. So this is eventually their replacement for Tyron Smith, but they could start him immediately on the interior if they want to. So, yeah, that's a fine pick, I guess. I mean, I still like the potential of taking Kenny or Kyle Pitts here. Jalen Waddle going to the Giants. I'm just saying, get the Giants weapons. Get Danny Dimes weapons. See if he's your quarterback. If not, you're drafting a quarterback next year. And then the Niners, they go Kwity Paye. Why is this all of a sudden like popular? Like, I don't get it, man. I don't get like suddenly like, because I mocked this like what, a month and a half ago, saying, hey man, there's no corner on the board here, no quarterback. Then Kwity Paye is my best player available. That got bashed. Woo, he didn't get bashed. But I guess I don't mind it. I don't mind it one bit. Like, I'm really high on Kwity Paye, so. Samuel Cosmi. So this is the highest we've seen Cosmi tonight. I think Cosmi's going to be more of a second round guy. I think you got your first tier. You got your Penny Soul. He's in his own class. Then you have Slater, Darisaw, Jenkins, and Redens. And then you're going to see the second round tier kind of be Cosmi. It's going to be Etchenberg. It's going to be, you could make a case for James Hudson, which I don't think that guy should start from day one. Like, he's very raw as a prospect. I mean, he's only got really 1 full year of experience. I'd have to go back and look at my like offensive tackle board. Like, this tackle class is really good, man. Really good. So they grab Cosmi. I mean, he would fit. He's super athletic. He's probably be better in a outside zone scheme. So, and I don't think Staley's going to change too much. I mean, that's what they ran in Los Angeles. They run an outside zone scheme. So, Mack Jones, the Colts trade up for Mack Jones. So, they don't have to give up too much, moving up 7 spots, and they grab Jones. I guess they lose the Carson Wentz trade. Holy moly. So, I don't know, man. I've been trying to look around, see how much do the Colts believe in Jacob Eason. I don't know how y'all feel about that, but Jacob Eason, man, like, for him, like, I think I had like a 3rd or 4th round grade on him going into the draft last year. And his biggest thing was he was a completely different quarterback under pressure. The guy has an NFL arm, but he's a completely different quarterback when under pressure. And even if there is no pressure to be found, that was the thing. Because he was playing behind actually a pretty darn good offensive line there at Washington last season. So, and you'd be playing behind a very good offensive line there in Indianapolis. So, I don't know. I've heard, like, back in November, I heard they're very encouraged by how far he's developed, but yeah. But they traded for Mack Jones. He's a guy that can efficiently run their offense. So some people are really high on Jones. I'm kind of like, I'd be willing to give him a late 1st round flyer. Like, if I'm a team, like, I'd trade back up into the 1st round. I don't know if I'd trade up to 14 and do it though. So then, well, I guess you jump in the Patriots. So I guess that kind of makes sense. But he has them taking Kyle Pitts. It'll be interesting to see where prospects fall in this year's draft. It's gonna be wild. I mean, wild. Because I mean, that's what happens every year, dude. Good players fall in the draft. It's just what happens. So they grab Kyle Pitts. I mean, what they could go Kadarius Toney. Yeah, I think Toney might be the only other option here if you're looking for weapons on the outside, because I feel like Bateman might be more of a I don't know. I feel like Bateman's with Harry, they have a similar style of player. I'm not saying they're the same prospect, but a similar style player there, because I think Bateman's far better. But so they get Kyle Pitts. I mean, this is great. I mean, Kyle Pitts has fallen to 15. Yeah, I guess you just take him. Another popular mock, J.C. Horn to the Cardinals. So, yeah, I guess I'm cool with that. Hey, Micah Parsons, I didn't even know he was still on the board. That's kind of wild. That's kind of wild. I don't know if he lasts this long. Let's see if Kyle says anything about him falling. This one makes too much. Okay. He doesn't say anything about character red flags or a reason for Parsons falling, which is a bit of a head scratcher. I don't know how he ends up here. Like, I guess it, I don't know. This is a bit of a laugher to me. I mean, I can't laugh too much at that. I was pretty high on Cosme to begin the year too, so it's just better prospects now presenting themselves. I mean, I guess realistically he could fall, I suppose. But yeah, I guess if you're the Raiders, that's a good get. Then Najee Harris going to the Dolphins. This, the more I see it, the more I think about it, the more I think that this is what happens. Just because of who their new offensive coordinators are. And was it Eric Studson? Is it Studson or Studesville? Something like that. But he was their running back coach, and running game coordinator. So maybe, potentially. I don't know. I'd still rather the Dolphins address elsewhere because Najee Harris, man, spoiler, he's probably going to be my third running back because I really like Javante Williams a lot. But it is what it is. But hey, a lot of people here in the chat, man. Appreciate y'all coming out, man. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up. I will be doing rankings throughout the rest of this week. So you're going to get 2 videos a day. You're going to get offensive position and a defensive position. And if you want to see my full rankings, you got to become a Pro Scout tier member. So if you want to do that, go ahead. It's the best way to support the channel. It's always much appreciated, much obliged. Rashad Bateman going to the Lions here, so I'm cool with that. Lions, they could really take whatever. Shut up, Wyatt. Melifondre, no, he ain't gonna be day 3. I'll say that. Like, his upside is just too crazy. What up, Isaac? All right, man. So Rashad Bateman, yeah, they got 3 of their top 3 receivers are all free agents. Makes sense. Bateman, good snag here. The Eagles trade with Chicago. Oh, this is Chicago fans. Carson Wentz coming to town. So they get Nick Foles returns to Philly, man. If I'm a Bears fan, I really hope Carson Wentz does not come to town, man. I really hope it. I really hope it don't happen. Because do you think Carson Wentz is that much better than what you have in Mitch Trubisky? I'd like to say so. I think so. But not to trade my first round pick. I don't know. Mike Renner said something wild today in his podcast. But you haven't checked out the 2-for-1 Drafts podcast? Do that, man. Those guys are great. Him and Austin Gale. But he was saying if a team trades a first round pick for Carson Wentz, it just proves the value of quarterback. Like why more teams should try to take quarterbacks in the first round. If they can retain that type of value for 3-4 years, they could not necessarily like Wentz. He really only had one really good year. And then it's been kind of downhill since. Like, if he's retained his value that long, like it should give teams more initiative to take shots at quarterback in the first round. But Eagles get Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. They need to get better at linebacker. I don't know if they kind of got a similar player in Davion Taylor out of Colorado last year. Who Taylor in Colorado, he basically kind of played a slot role, which JOK did this year for Notre Dame a lot, but he does have experience playing kind of that hybrid rover, joker, whatever you want to call it, at Notre Dame, where he was just kind of a safety playing linebacker. But yeah, okay. So Eagles, Jamar Chase, JOK, that's kind of dope. It's kind of what I hope the Dolphins get. Christian Darrisaw fallen down to 21. It's kind of wild to me, but hey, the Vikings, if I'm the Vikings, I would be totally willing to take Christian Darrisaw at 14. If I can get him at 21, that's phenomenal, man. That's phenomenal. So yeah, I'm okay with that. It'll be interesting to see. Like, I like how the Kirk Cousins trade rumors have kind of all but died, you know? So, but yeah, this is a good snag here. Gregor Russo, another popular mock to the Titans. Just because I guess you're assuming that they're looking for someone with a similar skill set as Clowney, and that's kind of Rousseau. That's kind of what people comp his potential at. So makes sense. And then Travis Etienne, if we're doing a predictive, I assume this is a predictive mock draft. I think that makes a ton of sense because I think Etienne in Matt LaFleur's scheme is money, man. He is so, like, he is made to play in a Shanahan-esque running scheme. So I'm totally cool. I guess I'm okay with that just because if this is predictive, it kind of makes sense. And then Liam Etchenberg going to the Steelers. No quarterback available here. Yeah, they need help at tackle. I think there's tackles with bigger upside. Like I said, with Verdins, with Jenkins, who I think Jenkins is actually a really good fit for the Steelers. So, I mean, some people, I just don't believe with Etchenberg's limitations athletically, I just don't believe he's a first rounder. I think you could. I think I'm more willing to take a shot on that guy in the second round than I am late first round. Yeah, ETN, he hit them holes quick, man. Etchenberg, Snorkel. You saying Etchenberg's offensive tackle too? I don't know about that. Hey, man, to each their own. Elijah Vera Tucker going to the Jags. I don't know, man. I don't know about this. I guess if they don't bring back Cam Robinson, but then, I mean, they have Ben Barch, right? What, is Ben Barch going to be, I guess, a guard? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. And then again, why not take a guy like Jenkins, like Redins? Like Vera Tucker, you're going to play on the inside. You're already playing Norwell, or you're paying Norwell all that money. And then on top of that, like, I think AJ Cann definitely played a bit better this season. Like, I think he is a solid starter along the offensive line. So, then Jalen Phillips going to the Browns. I kind of talked about this earlier. That is kind of good. For me, I think this might be a popular mock just because of his upside. Kind of fits what the what that defensive line likes to do. Xavier Collins going to the Ravens is a bit interesting. I guess that's kind of your Matt Judon if like if you keep Yannick, like at least in this part in the draft, and I mean he's able to drop back in coverage, so you like that. That's a bit interesting. And then Azeez Ojulari going to the Saints. How do you feel about this one, Wyatt? I don't know. I don't think edge is their most pressing need. I think with Trevon Moehrig on the board, I might go there. Is J.C. Horn still on the board? He went to the Cardinals, right? Yeah, wait. Yeah, he went to the Cardinals. So I don't know how I feel about this. I know they lose Trey Hendrickson, but I feel like coverage should be kind of a priority. I don't know. See, what do I think about Jacoby Stevens from LSU? He should be a linebacker. Plain and simple. So we got the Packers. They're going Tevin Jenkins. I don't know. I was kind of content with Ricky Wagner at tackle. I don't mind giving him another go. I'd rather maybe get a playmaker at this position or a corner. Maybe take a shot on maybe Asante Samuel Jr. here. Or maybe one of the other guys like Tyson Campbell with this pick. I like the Nick Bolden pick for the Bills. That's what I did in my last mock. I liked it. Some people didn't. I mean, Matt Milano's a free agent. Tremaine Edmonds is terrible in coverage. I think that feels like an immediate hole. And the Chiefs, they lose the Super Bowl, but they still go on a wide receiver because that was the problem. Sammy Watkins, they talk about him being a free agent, but he talks about the rich getting richer, man. But I think at some point you really need to address like problems along your line. And like Dylan Redens is a much better prospect, or at least he's going to be a higher prospect than Terrence Marshall on my board. And that offensive line was a huge problem. And like even maybe going linebacker here. Like I'm not opposed, if I'm the Chiefs, of taking Jabril Cox. Getting somebody that can cover. Like I would, like if I'm the Chiefs, I would trade down a little bit for maybe with another team and try to snag Jabril Cox in the second round. And then Christian Barmore, I don't know if Christian Barmore falls this far. It'll be interesting to see nonetheless. But you're dealing with Brady's Super Bowl window now, man. You got a Super Bowl window here in Tampa. Because who's to say he doesn't leave after his last season there in Tampa? Maybe he wants to go prove he can do it with the third team. So, yeah, Sue's a free agent. I think Barmore, honestly, could probably be an immediate replacement for Sue, or even an upgrade. If they bring back Sue, immediate upgrade over, was it William Golston, the other cat they have there on the D line? So. All right, overall, this mock draft was definitely interesting. No Kadarius Toney, though. No Dylan Redens either. I think Samuel Cosmi is a bit of a stretch all the way up here. I mean, mock drafts with trades are really tough to do. So, I mean, I'm going to commend Mr. Krabs here. So, I like him a lot. This is Kyle Krabs, Draft Network. All right. I've seen some of y'all mention Bleacher Report. I guess I should have typed in their mock. That one was not done today. Like, is there a recent one? Oh, wait, hold on. I think I saw it here. No, this is Super Bowl predictions, right? Or no, okay. Yeah, this one was done today. Okay. All right, I guess we could take a look at this one. And then we'll do the big 3-rounder to end the stream, because I got a lot of overlays to get done. Oh, Bills Mafia. Is that true? Oh, Shane, I don't know if Tutu gets drafted before Tony. Wait, this is it, right? Football discussions? All right. Well, I mean, this is their newest one. I'm going to go with their newest one. Regardless, this is done today by our boy Brent Soblisky. Hopefully I didn't butcher that too much. All right. So Jackson Jaguars. Did I say Jackson? Oh my gosh. Lawrence Jaguars. Wow. Sorry. We're already almost an hour in, so my mind's already gone. I need another cup of coffee. That's what I really need. All right. Let's take a look. We got Soul. Oh gosh, Soul going here. I'm gonna. Nah. I guess I'll keep it like this. No. There we go. Soul going to New York, man. I disagree with this 100%. I mean, if I'm New York and I'm like, yeah, okay, I believe in Darnold, then grab him weapons. You invested so much in the offensive line. And I get it, like, Sewell's a great prospect, but I mean, trade down. Trade down should always be the number one option, man. The Jackson Jaguars. Oh my gosh. I know, dude. I misspoke. Miami Dolphins, they go Jamar Chase, so yeah, if Sewell's off the board. I mean, honest, like, for the Dolphins, like, Sewell or Chase, you really can't go wrong with this pick here. I think the Dolphins are in a great position where they have 3 great options. Trade down, Chase, Sewell. I ain't mad at any of them. All right. On to Atlanta going Zack Wilson. I'm very high on Zack Wilson, man. I've really come around to this cat. I mean, so much so that I think I would separate him, because I used to say him and Justin Fields were like 2A, 2B. I would definitely say, nah, Wilson is, I think, the undisputed number 2 at this point. Cincinnati Bengals going Rashawn Slater. I think you're reaching at this point, man. I think you're reaching. Can I just hit next and we'll go to the next pick? Oh my gosh. Technology. So Kyle Pitts. Yeah, but yeah, if I'm like the Bengals, you're trading down, man. You don't reach here. You don't reach. Like, or just take best player available. I don't think Slater's it, man. I don't think he's a top 10 guy. Kyle Pitts going to the Eagles. I'm cool with that. I mean, I think between him, Smith, and Waddle, if you really want to get more playmakers, yeah, that's okay. Justin Fields to the Lions. I mean, if Fields falls here, why not? Win in Rome. Snorkel reach. Yeah, it's a bit of reach. All right. So Trey Lance going to the Panthers. I think the Panthers are in a good spot where they could take Lance. Like, Lance will fall to them. Unless if Atlanta's as reportedly as high on Lance as some of the rumors say, dude, that'd be wild, dude. Lance going at 4. I mean, if they really believe his upside's that great, though, then having him sit behind Ryan, it makes a ton of sense. So that'll be interesting. But I think, regardless, the Panthers are in a good position to take whatever quarterback falls here. And then Denver Broncos, Micah Parsons. Honestly, kind of on, like, he's kind of, I mean, he's not very similar to Von Miller in terms of what they can do, but he is a bit of a chess piece, a guy that they can have come off the edge. So I like this. I like that. Then Caleb Farley going to Dallas. That's popular. So win in Rome. Do I watch AEW? Oh, you're asking Wyatt. I watch AEW. I'm a big Kenny Omega fan. Big fan of the sweeper. Lance could be the next Mahomes, or he'll be out of the league in 3 years. No in between. Yeah, but I mean, the draft is kind of a crapshoot in that way. I mean, if you're gonna take a shot, if you're gonna swing for the fences, you might as well do it on a quarterback prospect. Might as well do it on the most valuable position on the field. So Cowboys, they go Farley. I mean, the Cowboys corner, it feels like that's going to be a very popular mock regardless, like, for everybody. Javante Smith going to the Giants. Yeah. Danny Dimes, man. Support Danny Dimes. We support Danny Dimes in this community. And then Patrick Surtain falling to San Fran. Makes sense. Like, all their corners are free agents. So, yeah. So far, I mean, I don't dislike this mock. I think I think the Rashawn Slater pick was kind of wild. Like, I think it was a huge reach. And I'm not in the opinion of the Jets not drafting quarterback at 2. So, yeah. All right. The Chargers go edge. I mean, is like the football world not as high on Christian Durisaw as I am? It's kind of weird, man. It's kind of weird. But, I mean, hey, I don't even... Does he even fit what the Chargers are going to even run? Because I think I think Kwity Paye at bet, like, I think he's gonna be a 4-3, like a base 4-3 guy. I don't think you could put this guy at 3-4 end and expect him to do well. Like, or at least I think he's got a bit of a ways to go when it comes to his interior pass rushing. But this guy I want to see come off the edge, unless they decide to use him like the Rams did Leonard Floyd. So, I don't know. Dolphins fan, Ross the boss. Fins up, baby. Fins up. So, I'm just projecting thoughts here. Just projecting my thoughts. Mike Zimmer likes to take these guys with big upside. Gregory Rousseau is a guy with a big upside they could develop. So, I mean, a lot of people now have Rousseau like they're mocking him like in the 20s now. So, I don't know, man. It really depends. I need to check out that PFF. They had an interview with Rousseau. I want to hear if he's got up in weight or anything. All right, let's go to the next pick. Mack Jones of the Patriots. I don't know. Like, for me, Mack Jones just doesn't have that wow, you know? Like, I think he would come in, and yes, I think he'd be an improvement over what they currently have, but they need guys. Like, something the Patriots are sorely lacking are guys that can make plays after the catch. Like, bad. Like, Edelman ain't the man he once was. Harry ain't doing that. Myers is more of I feel like a vertical threat. They need which, I mean, when you got a quarterback with, like, middle of the road arm strength, like, you don't know if you want to be throwing deep balls all that much. Like, I think for Mack Jones, his floor is Gardner Minshew. And even then, you saw Jay Gruden, like, this season. He tried to be very methodical and surgical when it came to taking downfield shots. Wish he would have taken more of them, though, honestly. Hey, thanks, Jacob, dude. Will do, man. Will do. You're going to have a ton of videos this week, man. Not going to get a lot of sleep tonight. Jalen Waddle to the Cardinals. Yes, I love this, dude. If I'm the Cardinals, man, I might try to trade up for Waddle and hope he, like, falls out of the first round or falls out of the top 10. They need, like, Cliff Kingsbury, he needs someone that could, like, stretch the field vertically to save his job. Because that was a big problem during the second half of the season for the Cardinals, was teams weren't respecting them deep, man. It's just Andy Isabella hasn't been that for them, unfortunately. Raiders go Jamar Owusu-Koramoah. So maybe they move on from LaMarcus Joyner and they use Koramoah more as in that slot role. Or they move on from Jonathan Abrams and because Jonathan Abrams ain't a free safety, man. You don't want that cat deep. So, like, if you're going to play JOK in the box, then I don't know. Might be just a case of best player available. So, Dolphins, Najee Harris, man. If y'all ain't new to the channel, you know how I feel about drafting running backs in the first round. I'm not a fan of it. I think they did a solid job with Ahmed and Gaskin last year. And guess what? Those guys were what? Like late day 3 undrafted free agents. Like, you don't need to invest in the first round running back. Hate to tell you. So, Washington football team, go Christian Darrisaw. This, like, for me, this is Darrisaw's, like, where the furthest he will fall. Like, I don't get, like, him falling really any further than here. Like even the Bears. The Bears, I think Darrisaw doesn't make it past the Bears. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see when draft time comes around. But Darrisaw's phenomenal, man. He's going to be like my offensive tackle 2 or 3 when my rankings come out. So, yeah, Washington, they could improve left tackle. So, they do. Chicago Bears. I'm telling you, Allen Robinson ain't coming back to Chicago. He's done with Chicago. He's not coming back. I'm sorry, Chicago fans. Chop Bateman, excellent replacement. He isn't Allen Robinson, but he helps cushion the blow. So this mock isn't too out of whack, I guess. Elijah Vera Tucker doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I guess they could improve. What is it? Which guard spot? It's not even like they're bad at their guard spot, because it was a Glowinski. Like, he's probably their worst offensive lineman, and he's still an average starter. Like, he's not bad by any means. So, what, you're gonna play Tucker? I don't think Tucker's position in the NFL is tackle, man. That's just me. I think they could go a variety of different ways. Maybe go edge. maybe go corner. Well, I guess you can't go quarterback anymore, but I think this is just bad value. Azeez Ojulari going to the Titans. It'll be interesting. It will definitely be interesting to see what they do. Because you gotta think, man, do they want maybe more? Like, it really depends what the Titans are looking for, I guess. I mean, they need pass rush. He's a phenomenal pass rusher, so yeah, I'm okay with it. You know what? Yeah, I'm a big fan of Azeez anyway. And then the Jets go Kadarius Toney, so I feel like then they move on from Jamison Crowder. You would think, right? I don't think Toney's gonna be able to play much on the outside, and you're gonna want to kind of move him around. I mean, regardless, you get a weapon that can create after the catch. That's great. So I don't mind them just grabbing weapons. So yeah, I'm okay with it. They grab Soul, so I guess Sam Darnold. Good luck. Live your best life, man. Live your best life, bro. All right. On to Pittsburgh Steelers. Alex Leatherwood. He had a bad beginning to the Senior Bowl week. He was definitely much better the second half of day 2 and day 3. I think he ended up ending with a 50% win rate, which it's not great, but it's not bad. It's kind of middle of the road, but what you saw from Leatherwood was very lazy footwork. Like, you love his length, you love his size, you love his ability in the run game, but he is very, I don't even want to say lazy, but maybe slow with his footwork. So you worry about that in pass protection. He has a history of struggling with quicker pass rushers. Like, you go back to Clavon Chason, back in 2019, got the better of Leatherwood multiple times. Go to the Senior Bowl. What was it? Is it William Bradley King, the Baylor cat, who's going to be a day 3 guy? Got the best of him. Quincy Roche got the best of him until I think day 3. Day 3 did much better against Roche, but you gotta worry about speed, man. Gotta worry about speed. And Leatherwood probably projects better at guard, but I like Leatherwood overall, though. I think he's still a day 2 guy. Dylan Radins going to the Jags. I'm cool with this if they decide to protect your new investment. They're moving on. I won't want to sign Cam Robinson. I think he's middle of the road at best. He was much better this year, but yeah. The Browns go J.C. Horn, so they try to improve the corner position. Huh? Why? Why would they try to do that? Okay, they got Grieve, but Terence Mitchell was actually solid. Oh, okay. Terence Mitchell and Kevin Johnson, they're both free agents, so yeah, free agency is going to play such a big role. At this point, you're just kind of projecting what will happen. But I mean, I guess he does fit. He does fit the system. But then I mean, what do you do? You're not playing him in the slot. I don't think you're playing Greedy in the slot either. Huh. And then, y'all know how I feel. I've come around to Jaylen Mayfield being maybe a 3rd rounder. I get the upside, man. It's just I don't think the production's really been there. He saw a big leap, and don't get me wrong, he saw a big leap in development this year, but we're pulling from a small sample size where he really faced nobody this year. He was, I would say, very untested. And he's playing right tackle, which traditionally in college football, defenses don't get too crazy with how they move players around. They play their best pass rushers typically on the left side. I'm not saying that's the standard for all teams, but just a large amount of teams, that's just what they do. So he was typically facing the 2nd best pass rusher. I mean, I could go into my whole Mayfield rant, but I understand why people like him. I just don't like him in the 1st round. snorkel. Oh boy, here we go again. Like, I mean, I'm willing to give people the benefit of the doubt for this, but it's just like I just don't see him as a first rounder. I could be totally wrong though. I could totally be wrong. All right. So the Saints, they go Trevon Moehrig with Marcus Williams, who, oh man, the Saints need to find some way to bring him back. I think I'm a big fan of Marcus Williams. But yeah, I mean, if they do decide to move on, Moehrig would be a solid option. All right, and then the Packers, I'm not on this Aaron Robinson first round hype train either. I think he's a slot only because he ain't playing outside corner with 30-inch arms. I'm sorry, it just, that doesn't happen. How many corners in the NFL have 30-inch arms that play on the outside? None. Those guys play slot, and he played a majority of slot there at Central Florida the last 2 seasons. I'm not saying he's not a great prospect. I just think he doesn't go in the first round, and he's going to be a slot guy. So yeah, that's my take on it. And I don't think they draft a slot guy here at this pick. Christian Barmore, still, man, people mocking him down. I mean, I guess it's tough to project where he may go. I don't know if the Bills really need to address the interior. I think linebacker, pass rusher, maybe getting another corner. Those are probably more bigger needs. But I mean, if the value's there, if Barmore does fall here, I mean, I'm all for, hey, when players fall, pick them up. I don't care if it's a need or not. So I can't complain too much, I guess. The Chiefs go Xavier Collins. They need better linebackers. Point blank. I don't know if you grab those guys in the first, but if a guy like Collins is here, I think, yeah, why not? He also gives you a bit of pass rush upside if you want to blitz. So your interior, Bills Mafia, your interior does not suck, dude. Like, okay, Ed Oliver, he ain't Aaron Donald. He ain't never going to be Aaron Donald, but he did see a bit of improvement this year. You had some guys lost injury too, didn't you? Here, let me just check, just to be sure I'm not just speaking out my butt. All right, let's look at who you got on the interior. Is Quentin Jefferson only on a 1-year deal? Because I think he's solid. He's a guy you could kind of move around. Harrison Phillips, solid. I know Vernon Butler probably ain't gonna stick around. You probably don't even want him to stick around. I mean, I guess you can get better depth, but like, if you bring Quentin Jefferson back, I think you're fine with Jefferson, Phillips, and Oliver. I would much more try to get some pass rush, man. Because like Jerry Hughes can't do it alone. The next best pass rusher was Ed Oliver. In terms of getting actual pass rush, like Murphy won't do it. Like Quentin Jefferson at least provided a bit of pass rush, but I think you need to get better on the edge too. But Phillips got... he was a scratch half. Yeah, it wasn't. I thought he was maybe hurt, but I don't know, maybe. But anyway, the Chiefs. Collins, I think it was a good pick here. And then finally, Tampa, Jason, away. Yeah, I'm cool with that. If they don't bring Shaq Barrett back, then yeah, grab guys that you could hope make immediate impacts. Dude, but you're not gonna bring back, like, I don't think with Bill's I don't think Trent Murphy's gonna be back. Mario Addison, maybe. Jerry Hughes, when do you think age is gonna hit? I don't know. I feel like either way. I mean, Christian Barmore, that's great value there. So if you could get him there, then yeah, okay, I'm cool with it. All right, let's go to this 3-round mock, man. Oh boy, I think I'm gonna do a mock the mock on Bucky Brooks. I haven't looked at his mock yet, but I saw that. I think Goathouse did was it? No, it was Franchise Guy did a reaction to it. So let's take a look. 3 rounds. 3 rounds. I think actually I might take a quick bathroom break before we dive into this. Yeah, I think I'm going to take a quick bathroom break. All right, I'll be back and then we'll dive into this sucker. Oh, I had to change to the beanie, dude. My head was killing me. All right, let's do this. Let's take a gander at this. All right, so far so good. We got Trevor Lawrence. Carolina trading up for, oh, you doing a trades and a 3-round mock? That just spells trouble, dude. That just spells trouble. But they trade up for Zack Wilson. I'm cool with that. I mean, and he's talking about Mike LaFleurs might believe in Darnold. Oh my gosh. Woof. Dolphins grab Sewell. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Huh. I was just reading this little tidbit. Found it was a little bit interesting. Anyway, the Atlanta Falcons, they go Justin Fields. Then we got Kyle Pitts going to the Bengals. All right, so that's interesting. I guess I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I just feel like I mean, Jamar Chase is on the board. I might go Chase. I think I'll go Chase over Pitts. I think I go Chase over Pitts here. No hat reveal? Nah, dude, I haven't cut my hair, so ooh, it ain't looking good. It ain't looking good. Philadelphia Eagles go Patrick Surtain with all those receivers on the board. I feel hard pressed not to take one, but I mean their secondary is in shambles, so makes sense. Detroit Lions, Trey Lance. Yeah, I don't think they have to settle for the 4th best quarterback in this draft. Did Fields go? Yeah. They don't have to settle for the 4th best quarterback in this draft, but it is what it is. Dan Campbell and company, what? They got a 6-year contract, so yeah, he's got time. Lance has time, especially sitting behind Goff, so the Jets get Jamar Chase as a solid weapon for Sam Darnold, so that's nice. That's nice. And they get some trade assets out of it, too. I'd still go Zack Wilson, but that's just me. I'm a crazy man. Micah Parsons to the Broncos. Kind of already discussed that, so I'm okay with that. Gregory Rousseau, oh my gosh, to the Cowboys. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Like, I've contemplated maybe like Micah Parsons with this pick, which I think is more plausible. contemplated Kwity Paye maybe with that pick, which I would say less possible, but man, Rousseau, I know you could work him on the interior as well, but I don't know about that one, That might be the first whiff in this draft. So we got Smith going, and I mean, obviously you have corner. Corner's kind of a big need there. We do have Caleb Farley still on the board, so Devontae Smith going to the Giants, get Danny Dime weapons, yeah. Caleb Farley going to the Niners, makes sense. Chargers, they grab a tackle and Slater, makes sense. I don't think they're trading up for Jones. I don't know if a team does trade up for Jones, man. I just don't know. I just don't think so. And then Washington being that team, like, not positive, man. Because, like Mack Jones, he has some serious, like, Alex, in terms of arm talent, like, Alex Smith vibes, Oh, see, last time, just reading this, last time the franchise drafted a big, strong-armed passer, it didn't work out. Maybe this time the team will take a look at a guy who can operate an efficient offense that will give its outstanding defense a break. I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that. It's going to be very interesting to see where Mack Jones goes, though. Christian Darrisaw going to the Jags, trading up with the Patriots. So what do they trade? Is this trading Gardner Minshew, maybe? Let's see. They swap first with New England and give up a 4th and a 5th. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm cool with that, I guess. I mean, the Patriots, that's just what they do, right? They trade down. This is what they do. I like Waddle to the Cardinals. I just don't know if he makes it there, but I like it. JOK apparently very popular tonight with the Raiders. Again, he ain't wrong. Raiders like football guys, but they got to have some sort of identity on their defense. They got to have some sort of role. And I don't know if you're trying to replace like a Jonathan Abrams, a LaMarcus Joyner, because those are the two roles that JOK ideally would play. So that'll be interesting. Xavier Collins, I like this. I like Xavier Collins as a prospect. So if Dolphins make out with Collins and we got Sewell, right? I believe we got Sewell. Yeah, Sewell and Collins. I'm cool with that. Minnesota go Jalen Phillips. Dude's got like top 10, top 15 upside, man. You just worry about concussions. Jaylen Mayfield to the Bears. I already went on my Jaylen Mayfield rant. I really like maybe Jenkins at this point. So Nick Bolden to the Browns. Everyone and their mom tells me, man, Cleveland, they don't invest in linebacker. They don't care about linebacker. Well, they're gonna have to care at some point, because their middle of the field kind of sucks. I know they'll get Greedy back, and he should help a ton. Did I say Greedy? Grant Delpit. There we go. And he should help a ton in that area. But they still need better players in the middle of the field. So I like this. And then Aziz going to the Titans. We kind of discussed that a little bit. I don't like Najee going to the Jets. Like, I think Travis Etienne is a much better. Like, if we're going to give him a running back, I think Etienne's much better. In terms of, if we're projecting scheme-wise, I think Etienne's a better fit. Elijah Vera Tucker going to the Steelers. Since I think he's probably going to be an interior player, you probably should go maybe Jenkins here. Patriots go J.C. Horn, man. So they're talking about Jason McCourty as a free agent. Gilmore potentially on the market in 2021. I don't like this pick for the Patriots. I don't think this helps this team win now. And I feel like this pick is like, okay, we're in a rebuild. We're going to suck next season. We got a lot of bad contracts we got to get rid of, so we're just going to take best player on our board at this point here. And, yeah, I don't know. Because they're fine at corner right now. So, I don't know. Kadarius Toney going to the Colts. So, it was the Browns traded up. So, Kadarius Toney to the Colts. What does Toney do here? Like, I like Rashad Bateman better here. Which, Bateman's still on the board as well. I like Bateman as a better fit here for the Colts. Kind of becomes like a Keenan Allen to Michael Pittman being like kind of the Mike Wallace. I mean, if they don't believe in Paris Campbell, or if he could stay healthy, because I mean, I think Toney, you're going to use him a ton in the slot. You can play him outside here and there, but I don't think it's ideally that's how you're going to be able to utilize him, or at least to his best, or utilize him best. So, just my opinion there. Kwity Paye falling all the way to 27 is, I'd say, ludicrous, but I can't say it's unrealistic. But it'd be a steal here for the Ravens. And then we got the Saints. Levi Onwuzurike off the board before Christian Barmore. I think Onwuzurike, he day one at the Senior Bowl, I didn't think he looked that great. He kind of looked like the same player. He doesn't have a ton of pass rush moves. He played nose tackle at Washington, but he's an undersized. You ain't going to play that in the NFL. Like, I think there's some, like, I still think he probably is like that mid-day 2, so late second, early third round pick area. So for me, this is a bit of a reach. Packers, they go Fatu Melifonwu. I get the upside, man. I get the upside. And I won't say I'm that high on him. I think realistically he's more of a day 2 guy. But I mean, you're in this area of the draft if you're the Packers where it's like, okay, who's really the next corner off the board here? We could grab Asante Samuel. Like, his athleticism's off the charts, but he's kind of small. We grab Tyson Campbell. Like, his athleticism's pretty darn solid too, but kind of question his ball skills. And he did come from Georgia, and those guys are real handsy. And then you got Melifonwu, who, like, physically, he looks like it. Athletically, he looks like it. And I think at corner, you know, that's really where they probably should have played his brother in the NFL, at corner. So, yeah, I'm not opposed to it. Jenkins to the Bills, like I said, man, I think he's kind of got that type of mentality to be a Bill player. And then Boogie Basham going to Chiefs, kind of makes sense. You got this big, athletic pass rusher, so basically Frank Clark 2.0. Joe Tryon. I'm not that high on Joe Tryon, or at least not first round high, because oh my gosh, this guy is, like, I get it from an athletic standpoint, but man, he is stupid raw as a pass rusher. And it seems like the Cats still understand in the game of football. Like, in the run game, he, like, takes all sorts of bad angles. He often has a hard time figuring out where the ball is in the backfield, so he'll be out of position a lot. And, I mean, this is all from his 2019 tape because he opted out. So, I don't know if you take a chance on that guy at the end of first round. Let's go to round 2, man. All right, round 2. I wonder. Oh, gosh. Oh, man. That ad just, like, blasted in my ears. Y'all didn't hear it, but, man. Ooh. This is going to be my last mock of the night because I got a ton of work to do to get these videos out this week. All right. So, Eric Stokes going to the Jags. They could use help at corner. He's not the next corner off my board, I'll say that. I'm probably not, I'm not as high as a lot of people are on Stokes. Because to me, he's not a fluid athlete. Comes from the Georgia system where you are a bit handsy, and that turns into penalties in the NFL. He wasn't the number one corner there. Like, Tyson Campbell was constantly playing the other team's number one, while Eric Stokes was facing the other team's number two. On top of that, he doesn't have good ball skills. Like, I think he had he had some picks this year, but a lot of them weren't like ball skill picks. They were like bad reads or overthrows. So yeah, that's just me though. I'm not as high on Stokes as some people are. Joseph Asai going to the Jets. I mean, I like him as a round 2 guy. I don't think he's necessarily got the athleticism of some of the other edges in this class, and that's why I think he won't go in the first round. But I like his bend. He does have a bit of a hybrid potential. He's probably, honestly, maybe like you could put him in the dirt, or you could ask him to be to rush the edge in a sprinter stance. So I'm kind of cool with that. Travis Etienne going to the Falcons. I think they got more pressing needs than run back. Call me crazy. I think they got more pressing needs than run back. And yeah, more valuable positions too. Landon Dickerson going to the Dolphins. I'd rather them just re-sign Ted Karras, if I'm being completely honest. I think Karras is solid. Dickerson's good and all, but I mean, he won't even play next year, right? Because of the ACL, at least I'm assuming. Terrence Marshall going to the Eagles, so they get their big, fast receiver here. I think drops were kind of an issue for him this year. He was seeing bigger volume, now bigger share of targets this year compared to 2019, where he was kind of competing with Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase. And yeah, I think we saw maybe some signals that he doesn't have the best hands. I'm just gonna say I don't think it'll be a problem for him in the NFL. But it is something you should probably it is an issue that you do want to address, you know. You do want it be made known. Yeah, I don't get now. I have Jason way above Osai here, man. But yeah, hey, dude, if you're the Bengals defense, they got a lot of holes. They got a lot of needs. Pass rusher happens to be one of them, especially if they don't bring back Lawson. And then Dylan Radin's going to the Panthers, pretty solid. Trevon Moehrig, man, I'm assuming just in this scenario, Justin Simmons ain't coming back, so this be a good get. I have a first-round grade on him. So Rashad Bateman falling to the Lions here. Man, I don't get what this hate is for Bateman, man. I think he's first rounder. I just don't understand. I don't get it, man. My brain doesn't compute this. Maybe just the NFL hates Minnesota receivers. I don't know. But I feel like it is a very good pick at this point. As is Christian Barmore, man. I was talking with somebody on Twitter about this. About they both, what is it? Dalvin Tomlinson and Leonard Williams are both free agents. And I assume Tomlinson's the guy that they're going to bring back. I think they're a really big fan of his game. So grabbing Barmore kind of makes sense. I mean, this is great value for him. Then Josh Myers. I don't have the second round love for Josh Myers. A lot of people really like him. I think he'll be solid in the NFL, but I don't know. I don't think there's a ton of upside to his game. And then you got Keith Taylor, the Washington corner, man. Ooh, I'm trying to think, where do I have him on my board? Oh no, I got a couple of corners ahead of him, so. But check out this, Hunter Long going ahead of Pat Freiermuth. The heck, dude. That's wild. Like, I think Freiermuth is, I'm just going to say he's better. This tight end class, but literally this tight end class falls off after like the first 5 prospects. Like, it takes a big fall off. I think there's barely like maybe 10 draftable tight end prospects this year. This tight end class got really bad really quick. I'm high on Hunter Long too, man. I just don't think ahead of Pat Fryermuth or even Brevin Jordan. I think Hunter Long's probably going to be my tight end 4. Rondale, man, good get here for the oh my gosh, the New England Patriots. Wow, man. Hate a team for so long, you forget your name, man. But Rondale Moore, man, they made out with J.C. Horn as well, so very solid. Greg Newsome going to the Chargers. I kind of like this, man. They're going to stick into probably a more zone-heavy scheme, which is Newsome. That's his calling card. He came from that at Northwestern. The very good prospect when I was looking over him, and he's probably that mid to late second round area. Marvin Wilson going to the Raiders. I think there's a chance Wilson falls a bit further. I think there's just prospects that were way more impressive this year. I mean, Wilson, man, this was bad this year, man. And you start to worry about his injuries. Because he had the hand injury, but then he had the knee injury at the Senior Bowl. So, and you kind of worry that he's not a 3-down player too. But I mean, his 2018 and 2019, those were by no means flukes. So, I mean, if you're betting on him in the second round, I think you're betting on you're going to get the 2018, 2019 version of him. So, Drew Lock have a bounce back year? Probably not. Javante Williams going to the Cardinals. I don't think they need to address running back. They got more pressing needs, in my opinion. I love Williams, though. I love Javante Williams a ton. Tutu Atwell to the Dolphins. I hate this, dude. Tutu Atwell is a fine gadget player, but I'm taking a chance on that guy. A guy who's like, 5'9", 165. I'm taking a chance on that guy at the beginning of day 3. Not here in the second round. Andre Cisco to the Vikings. I like this one a lot, dude. Probably not going to be able to bring back Anthony Harris. So this makes a lot of sense. This guy, he has some real ball hawking skills, man. He just needs a little more discipline. Tamarian Terry making it in the second round, dude. My boy Tamarian Terry making it to the second round. Because I'll tell you this, man. When my rankings come out, he ain't going to be a second rounder. I love Tamarian Terry, but it's just this is a very good wide receiver class, and he had a really bad 2020. Atwell's good, but, dude, I don't think he's going to be as game-changing as y'all think he is. Best slot in the draft? No. Hard pass. Hard no. He is very limited in terms of what he could do. He comes from a gimmick offense where he could only run a handful of routes. Not saying he's a bad player. I'm just saying you're in a very, very, very deep wide receiver draft. He ain't better than Elijah Moore. He ain't better than Kadarius Toney. I don't think he's better than Kay Johnson, the South Dakota State cat. I think that guy has a good chance of being a solid outside, even slot guy. Dwayne Eskridge, I would take ahead of him too. So watch Tutu Atwell's highlights and you'll see how good he is. You're right. I only formed these opinions without watching anything. You're right. I don't know how I missed that. Oh, I'm stupid. I'm so stupid. No, I've seen it. I've seen a lot of him. Last year too. I know what they run there at at Louisville, and it's not beneficial for their receivers. Oh. Why? Bad Bunny's a big WWE fan. She Smith's another good slot from cat out of South Carolina. I think he's going to be a day 3 guy, though. He does struggle against contact. So, dude, Amari Rodgers, he needs to be a running back. I think he's like the Antonio Gibson of this class, where played receiver, but he should be a running back. Yeah, Austin Watkins is going to be a good day 3 sleeper too. Like I said, this is a very good receiving class. But Tamarian Terry, I think, is a bit of a reach here. As much as I love Tamarian Terry, it's a bit of a reach. Pat Fryermuth finally coming off the board here for the Tennessee Titans. They could probably address more valuable positions, but I like Pat Fryermuth a ton. And you know what? He's a pretty darn good blocker, so beat Derrick Henry. Colt Samuel Cosme, I think this is a very good value for Cosme, and he's going to a very good situation. Chaz Surratt here. Ooh. I mean, you get a really good blitzing linebacker at the very least, but I mean, he's a guy that's still a work in progress. Being a former quarterback, he hasn't played the position in a long time. Alex Leatherwood, the Seahawks. Sounds like a Seahawk thing to do. I think he would end up playing guard, though, there. I think he would end up playing guard. Aaron Robinson to the Rams. I don't know about this one, man. I don't know about... I mean, I guess he could go in there and be, like, play slot immediately. Yeah, I mean, this is good value, I guess. Man, I'm not that high on Aaron Robinson, though. I mean, that's just me personally. I get what people like about him, though. Nico Collins going to Baltimore. They get a big receiver that probably, like, because I mean we've seen Lamar. He loves Mark Andrews, man. He loves those big playmakers, man. Nico Collins, you kind of hoping that he's a guy that'll do that for the Ravens, man. I just like, for me, I don't think wide receiver is the issue in Baltimore. Rashad Weaver going to the Browns. I like Rashad Weaver a lot. Big power rusher, so yeah, maybe, man, him and Myles Garrett be scary. Asante Samuel Jr., this is great value for him, by the way. Great value here for the Saints, getting Asante Samuel Jr. Jabril Cox to the Bills. I'm a big fan of Jabril. Big fan of Jabril, dude. Like, he was the most pass-tested linebacker in this class. This guy, he's not like the high-end athlete of the linebackers you're going to see, like JOK, Collins, or Bolton. Like, those guys are in their own class, but like, I think literally right on the cusp is Jabril Cox. Big fan. Elijah Molden is very fun, very interesting guy. You could play there deep safety. You could play him in the slot. Slot's probably going to be his best role there. So Packers, you get a slot. I don't know. I think they need help on the outside, though. I don't think that's where Molden's going to be. Etchenberg, so I guess is for the Chiefs. You're replacing Mitchell Schwartz with a guy you hope ends up as Mitchell Schwartz. Also, Schwartz, he's got the back injury, man, so don't even know he's going to come back or whatnot. So that would be something to kind of keep note of. Davion Nixon going to the Buccaneers. I don't think Nixon's a guy you can start immediately. You could immediately, like, put him in your rotation. But I mean, I get it. I see the physical upside of this cat, but I think he's a guy that definitely needs to develop a bit. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at this third and final round. My gosh, dude. Mute this nonsense. You're muted too, right? Yeah. All right. Ellerson Smith, the Northwestern cat. Man, I think this is real high for him. I think it's a day 3. Ooh, that's real high for him. I like what he did at the Senior Bowl, man, but he did it with a lot of inside moves. He doesn't really bend the edge. So I don't know about that one, man. Dylan Moses, so they're grabbing a guy that with a ton of upside that has a little bit of ways to go. I mean, I guess I'm fine with that. I get it. I get the upside, Dylan Moses, so I guess I'm okay with that. Dwayne Eskridge to Houston. I like Eskridge. I'll probably end up having like an early 4th, late 3rd round grade on him. Just because I go back to that Western Michigan tape and I'm like, it's just, I'm not impressed. Like, he doesn't have a great, like, he doesn't break tackles. He doesn't really force missed tackles. But the dude is such a slippery route runner, man. And speed is real. Like, I get the appeal of him. I liked him a lot at the Senior Bowl. Yeah, I'm cool with this. This is good. This is good. Ronnie Perkins has got another guy. Watch out for him, man. He's probably one of the better speed rushers in this class. Wyatt Davis, man. I got a second round grade on him. Falling here into this early third. At pick 69, nonetheless. Amazing. Isn't Cooks just on a one? Well, they're losing, what's his name? Will Fuller, so. Yo, Bill's Mafia. You're not wrong, though. You're not wrong. Who cares if he can't, like, break tackles? If you can't touch him, it don't matter. This is a great steal for the Bengals and grabbing more depth on that. Oh, they weren't able, actually, were they able to get Sewell in this draft? I can't remember. I mean, we could go back and check, but Eagles go Patrick Jones. I don't necessarily think edge is should be one of their priorities, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. Patrick Jones, I'll probably end up with a 5th round grade on. Like, I get it. Like, I like his frame and his he's built. He's got an ideal build, but he just doesn't tickle the fancy for me, if you know what I'm saying. The cat just, like, technically very sound, but no real athleticism or explosiveness to his game. He was essentially a non-factor in Senior Bowl drills. And he was another guy, if you go back to his 2019 tape, didn't have a ton of pressures. Had big sack total, but not a ton of pressures. Jackson Carman, I think, is going to be an interesting guy in this class. Like, by no means a finished prospect or a polished prospect, but like, his athletic and physical upside is very tremendous for a guy that's like 330. And I definitely think he's quick enough to stay on the outside. He just needs to, like, there's just little things in pass protection he needs to get better at. Like, he's a bit slow out of his stance. But I think, like, he moves his feet pretty quickly. I'm surprised Walker Little hasn't come off the board yet. Quincy Roche, so they get a very speedy rusher. I think 3rd round's where we're going to probably see Roche, so makes sense. And then, hey, man, the Jets, they get Sean Wade. They got Jamal Adams. They got Jamal Adams V2. I think we're going to see Sean Wade in the 3rd round. I'll end up having a 4th round grade on him, but I think if you see him as a slot box guy, you'll probably be more inclined to take a shot on him in the 3rd round. I don't like this pick for Washington because I think Amari Rodgers should be a running back. Any team that drafts him should give him a shot at running back. And Washington just did that with Antonio Gibson. Don't do it again. So that's the only reason I don't like this pick here. Reverend Jordan to the Cowboys. I don't think they have to go tight end here, but I see the upside. I see the appeal of Jordan. So, cool. I guess I'm cool with it. Creed Humphrey's a good pick here for the Giants, so it's a good value. Jordan Smith, I think, is really good value here for the Chargers. I think, like, he does need a bit of time to develop. He is a bit on the more raw side of the spectrum, but man, this guy, elite athleticism, explosiveness, like, his potential is insane. So I like this a lot. Ooh, Keith, that's a good point though. Carlos Dunlap, like, kind of player, like, and I would totally take Carlos Dunlap in the 1st round, but I feel like at that point you're shooting for the exception for the rule and not necessarily what's likely to happen, you know? I feel like you're taking a bigger shot than you really need to there. But I don't necessarily disagree. Ooh, I love Chris Rump too, man, but Jordan Smith has got like 20 some pounds on Mr. Rumpf. So Kyle Trask to the Vikings. Okay. I guess that's all we could say about it. Schwartz is done? You think so, Casey? I haven't seen anything on that yet either. Yeah, I guess you get the heir apparent to Cousins here. The Cardinals go Hamilcar Rashid Jr. I'm a bit interested to see what Rashid ends up doing because they didn't have him run a lot of pass rush snaps. Like, he almost exclusively worked off ball at the Senior Bowl, but he came in like 10 pounds heavier. I still got a day 3 grade on him. So, because I like his 2020 was a significant step down in compared to his 2019, and it's not like his pressure total in 2019 was all that great either. Javon Holland to the Raiders, that's solid, but I mean, I think you're grabbing this guy to be maybe your deep safety, maybe your slot. I think he gives you a good versatility there. Good value in the 3rd round. Yo, Frank Darby, I don't know. Yo, Chad's got some takes that are like after my own heart because I love Frank Darby. And I would love for him in Miami, man. The guy that can create after that catch. He's actually got some good, like vertically has some good ball tracking skills. And he's got some solid hands. Didn't have a drop there at the Senior Bowl. So, I don't know where Frank Darby's going to fall on my board, man. Ooh. I don't get Washington. Why are you going running back? You just took Amari Rodgers. You have Antonio Gibson. You going Larry Roundtree. And Larry Roundtree, I'm sorry. I bet you there are Larry Roundtree fans out there. He ain't a 3rd round prospect, bro. I got like a 6th round grade on him. Like, I think he can translate well to the NFL, but he ain't nothing special. Hamsaw Nazir Ildeen going to the Bears. I assume then you're not not playing him at safety then. Like, he's going to be a linebacker. I think linebacker's his best spot anyway. Tyson Campbell making it to the Colts. Like, I think this is a very good scheme fit, Campbell and the Colts. I don't know if Campbell makes it this far, though. Michael Carter to the Titans. Didn't they just draft that cat out of Appalachian State in the 3rd round to kind of probably serve the same role that they want Michael Carter to serve? And I'm sorry, Michael Carter ain't going after Larry Roundtree. That ain't happening. Jacoby Stevens, another guy that's probably going to play linebacker in the NFL. So, Jet snag him. He's just better in the box. He's actually really good at creating pressure too. I like him a lot. Yo, what good Bold Sports Take up in the building. What's good, bro? Darrington Evans, thank you, Bills Mafia. All these running backs coming off the board, man. I just disagree. Jaret Patterson, I think I got a 5th round grade on this cat just because you got to wonder, does his size translate to the NFL? Richard Grant is a steal here for the Lions, so good on y'all. What? All right, I'll come back. I'll be out there in a minute. My dog ate my food. I haven't really checked out much of Kelvin Joseph, so I can't really make a call on that. Dude is a bull. Okay, let's take a look at his size then. Dude's like 5'9". And some, hold on. And like I get why you say he's a bull, because his running style, I don't think it'll translate because at his size. Hold up. Let me pull up. Dude, 5'9". He's sub 200. He's 195. And I'm sorry, but that's a bit undersized. When you're 5'9", I'm hoping you to be at least 200, 210. And it's not like for an undersized back, he's got a lot of speed. He doesn't. He's not. Like, for an undersized back, you'd expect him to be way faster. But I love his cut in. I think he can cut on a dime. And he's very physical. He plays a lot bigger than he really is. But you're really taking a shot that you're hoping that translates. Again, you're in this area where you're hoping he's the exception rather than the standard. You're hoping that, oh no, he's just like, he isn't, again, I don't think there's a better way to put it. You're hoping he's the exception rather than the standard. I have no problem drafting him in the 5th round. That's my take on it. Hey, man, if he's 210 by season's time, then cool. But until I see it, I ain't going to believe it. Anyway, I don't got much to offer on Kelvin Joseph. I haven't really looked at much of his tape. Trey Smith. This is a good pick here in the third. Yeah, Trey Smith on third round. Like, I'll have a second round grade on him, but third round could be likely depending on how he checks out medically. Browns, they grabbed Tylan Wallace, like disgusting vertical threat. He also showed he can run a bevy of routes. Because Oklahoma State, like, they're typically very simplistic in their route concepts, just because they're running this wide RPO zones like scheme. So they're typically like slant screens goes, that's just kind of what it is. But they kind of did a bit more, and we saw it there at the Senior Bowl too. Elijah Moore, I don't think he's gonna be here at 92, man. I'm sorry. I just don't see it happening. I mean, yeah, it's a steal. I just don't see it happening. Quentin Myers, I could see some team taking a shot on him at the end of the third round. I got a fourth round grade on him, so no problem with it. The Bills, they could use help at guard. Amon-Ra St. Brown, man, I definitely do feel like he's going to end up being a third pick, man. Not a ton of explosiveness to his game. There's not really one thing he could hang his hat on as being, like, he's very good at a lot of different things. There's nothing he's like stands out at. You know what I'm saying? I think this is a bit early for Derek Barnes. Like, I really like his upside, but I think it's a bit early. Brady Christensen here at 96. I think might be a bit of a reach. I think there's better prospects on the board because I haven't seen like the Cincinnati cat come off the board yet either. Liam McNeil would be a steal here. Like, this guy is a very athletic nose. Like, he doesn't have a deep pocket of pass rush moves, but the man can learn. You're starting with a great foundation. All right, New England, Tyler Shelvin, another guy that he opted out of this year, and very athletic for being like, what, 250, 246, or did I say 350, 356. Very athletic at that size. Like, at worst case scenario, you have a very good run stuff and nose tackle, but a man that I think can develop into a pass rusher. Aaron Banks out of Notre Dame, I'm not that high on. I think he's going to be a solid NFL player, but nothing that I'd take a shot on day two. I don't think there's any, like kind of what we talked about with Amon-Ra St. Brown. There's not one thing that stands out to me. Banks is just solid. I just don't think there's a lot of high-end upside. Like, I think he could end up being one of these guys that bounces around the league as, hey, he's a plug-and-play starter, and you won't have to worry about him. So, Tommy Togiai, is that how you say it? Going to Tennessee here. Solid. I got a third-round grade on him, so it makes sense to me. Helps that interior. He can't play nose. I think, honestly, he's best at 3-tech. So I don't know how much he actually fits this scheme. So that'll be interesting. Chris Rumpf, man, I hope some team ends up being high on him because, like, I think the kid's got a lot of potential. He put on a little weight, and I think he put on the weight, and he seemed a tick or two slower. But, I mean, he's still got tremendous athleticism. He's got good length for his size. He's very opportunistic as a pass rusher, but man, he's got a crazy bull rush despite the size, so I like him. I like him a lot. Baron Browning, another cat here that I probably have a fourth round grade on, but that I'm willing to take a shot on at the end of the third round. So, I mean, with DeMario, I don't know if he'll be able to really play that middle linebacker role, though, Oh, it'd be interesting. Peyton Turner is a guy that any team could have fun with. But, I mean, I feel like he's kind of a tweener here, I don't know how much he really fits the Niners. You kind of already got a tweener in Armstead. Deontay Smith, this guy's got a lot of physical upside, but he's still a bit of a ways to go, which is fine. I mean, you got Whitworth there, you know, so he could sit behind Whitworth and wait his turn. So I like that here. Oh, Trey Hill, I forgot about you. I forgot he was in this draft. So, I mean, they need a center, but I don't know. Like, Myers is off the board. Drake Jackson's still on the board, but I don't think he's a good fit for the Ravens. Dickerson's off the board. What other centers are we, like, even talking about here, you know? Miners, maybe, but he's off. Like, off the top of my head, I can't think of any other guys that maybe could fit the center role. So, yeah, he'll be fine. Or Darius Washington. I'm telling you, this guy goes round 3, man. Like, he's going to be a steal for some squad, but just because of his size and because 2020 wasn't exactly a great year for him, he's going to be a steal, dude. Thank you, Grady. I appreciate it. But this mock was definitely interesting. And he included compensatory picks, so I'm not going to lie. This was kind of a cool mock draft. I mean, there were some guys that I'm not high on that went pretty early, like I guess Aaron Banks. Like, I understand the guy's going to be a steady player in the NFL. Derek Barnes, who flashed a ton of upside, so maybe, but I think I'm going to end up having a 5th round grade on him. I need to check out this Kelvin Joseph. I'm intrigued. But yeah, a lot of these running back, like Larry Roundtree, I'm sorry. He's going to be the Joshua Kelly of this draft class if someone takes him in the 3rd round, man. I'm sorry. That's just going to be it. But that's it for me tonight, man. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. If you haven't already, go ahead, like the video. And if you're interested, you can become a bro or a bro tier member. You get access to the Discord if you're bro scout tier, and you get access to my full rankings instead of just the top 10s like you saw with the quarterback rankings. But yeah, y'all will get like probably 3 videos tomorrow. So I'll see y'all then. Later.